be some switchback or trail, and you just...
So apparently, where you see that little handkerchief tied to that limb, that's how deep the snow was this year. The whole shelter was buried completely. Getting into the pretty stuff. Let's go. Woo, it is windy. So windy. But man, it feels so good to be back on the trail after a great few days off. It's like that feeling of like waiting in line for a scary roller coaster. It's like that anxiety of like, oh my gosh, I'm about to do something that kind of scares me. And then once you get going, you just have a blast. And that's how I feel right now. It feels really good to be back out here and just walking. Because sometimes sitting in the house and thinking about the Sierras and what you're about to go through just gets in your head. But once you start, it feels a lot better. They have been having a full-on conversation for the last 10 minutes about Pop-Tarts and what flavors are the best. That's where we camped last night, right down there. So pretty. We are officially in the Sierras. You know how I can tell? Because it is freaking cold and very windy. The wind is possibly going to be our biggest challenge. But it is so awesome to be out here. Ew! I almost stepped on this guy right here. Go on. Go into your hole. That peak right there is called the nipple. I'd say that's pretty accurate. We're getting in them. Huck is like all the way over there. Check that out. We're having so much fun today. I mean, it's just been absolutely beautiful. I don't know if you can see behind me, but yeah. Oh my gosh. I've been so entertained all day. It's been so windy though, and I'm just feeling really sluggish. So we were gonna go for a 25-mile day, but I think we're just gonna do 20, call it at that, and then get a lot of rest, and then do some bigger miles tomorrow, hopefully. This is how we text each other on the trail. Made it to camp. It's a good one. Wow. Good morning. It is a beautiful morning so far. So much I'm wearing shorts today, which is crazy. Didn't think I'd be doing that in the Sierras. So we should be getting to Kennedy Meadows North tomorrow. We're a little concerned because Stumbles never showed up last night, which means she either camped a couple miles before us, or maybe she turned around. I don't know. I hope she's okay though. As soon as I get service, I'll send her a text and just check in on her. But yeah, we should be getting to Kennedy Meadows North, and hopefully if we don't reconnect with her out here on the trail, we'll reconnect with her there. Kennedy Meadows North is kind of like the gateway into the Sierras. So right now we're almost like climbing up to the entrance. So this is just a preview of what the Sierras are going to be, and it's already blowing me away. It's so beautiful. I love it. All right, I am struggling a little bit because my arches on my left foot, or just my arch, is really hurting. It started hurting last night, and then I thought it was just one of those pains where I'll go to bed and it'll go away in the morning. But I've hiked, how many miles have we hiked so far? Like 8 miles, and it is really hurting. And so I'm just massaging it right now. I took some Tylenol, which is maybe the 5th time I've actually had to take Tylenol out here. But yeah, it's not fun. It's pretty painful. So just need to monitor it for now. Hoping it'll get better soon. We ended up running into Stumbles. She ended up doing the full 25 miles yesterday, which was our original plan. And we're like, how did you walk past us? She missed the note that I drew in the sand. She just kept going. But we've got about 12 miles left for the day. I just finished icing my foot and I massaged it, and it's feeling a lot better. But then after about an hour, I could start feeling the pain creep in again. But I've kind of figured out a way to step on it to make it not hurt as much. But man, it is so beautiful out here. Good morning. It's a chilly one today. I haven't recorded a whole lot because it's just we're hiking in the dark, and by the time we set up camp, we're using headlamps and it's just hard to record. But we did 25 miles yesterday. It's getting dark at like 7 o'clock now. So you eat dinner in the dark and then you just crawl up in your tent and we watch like 20 minutes of a movie and then we go to bed at like 8. So we're getting plenty of sleep. But it's getting harder and harder to crawl out of your tent every morning just because it's getting so cold. Definitely have to wear gloves in the morning. But we are climbing up Sonora Pass right now. We just started making our way up there. And then we are entering the gateway to the Sierras. So very exciting. I'm not gonna lie, I'm quite nervous. I'm sure my mom doesn't want to hear that, but it's no joke. We're getting into the mountains, and it's when all of your skills that you've acquired over the last few months comes into action, and it's some big stuff we're about to conquer. Ow! Made it to the top! It's like 10,000, it's between 10,000 and 11,000 feet up here, so my lungs. Well, I had service up at the pass, and so I called my mom, and she told me that Sully, our dog, which if you know us, you know that Sully is our world, he's been limping on his back foot, and I don't know why it's affecting me so much. I just feel so bad that I'm not with him to take care of him, and I'm worried because I don't know why he's got a limp and they don't know either. So, gosh, it sucks.
You have those calendars so I can tell you.
Yeah, just in the middle.
Just in the middle, right? We're preserving the back.
Like, but Scott and Sailor said.
So an update, we got picked up by these two incredible trail angels over at Kennedy Meadows, and we're staying in their cabin that's like 100 years old, and they're just hosting us, feeding us. It's amazing. I'm once again blown away by the kindness of strangers, and we're gonna hunker down here until the storm passes on Saturday, which is tomorrow, and then hopefully we'll be able to get back on the trail on Sunday morning. Yeehaw!
It's trying.
Okay. My family sent me my bear can and just stuffed it with so many goodies. Yeah, not looking forward to carrying this thing around.
Up in your blankets watching
This
movies.
is where it's at.
June 11th. And when's Kennedy?
Big fella fellas going down the east like a whole bunch of them. I'll take her head on take that and fold out dogs and a big ways off from the shed. It's my sister, had a lot of fun.
Grandma's Philippines!
They spent some money. I had no clue in all the times in Washington, Oregon, and with you.
Just do it. I don't know. There's no like.
Jesse.
Don't give any of the history.
Hey, Jesse.
Jesse.
Hi, girl!
Make the trip as short as possible.
Hi, Jesse. You! All right, we are crazy. Everybody's hunkering down for one more night, and we are about to climb a pass. We're gonna get some snow. Here we go. This is why it's so important to try and camp below 10,000 feet, because you're just so exposed high up, and this is what the weather's like, where a couple thousand feet below us, it's probably totally fine. The next few weeks, the elevation and the climbs and the passes we have to go over, that's really going to dictate where we camp and how many miles we do a day. And this is why, because right now you wouldn't want to be camping up here. I can't stop smiling. I'm having fun right now. This is pretty awesome. Oh gosh, a little sketchy. Sorry, Mom. This is crazy. I'm eating chili right now, and it is warming my bones, but it is this is by far the coldest night we've had on trail. It is so cold. In the meadow we can build a snowman. Woke up to a winter wonderland this morning. Took me a really long time to get out of my sleeping bag. It was a chilly night, but I stayed pretty warm. Rough start to the morning. First thing, leaving camp, we have to cross a little stream, and it's our first water source. So I'm trying to get water. My hands are so cold, my fingers aren't working. Finally I get water, and I'm trying to cross this icy little log so carefully, and of course I fall in. My foot's completely soaked with ice cold water. I kind of want to cry about it, but I'm also laughing because it's just so stupid that this is like initiation, day one into the Sierras, and it's snowy and icy, and this is probably a good taste of what it's going to be like the next few weeks. Check this out, guys. We officially have 1,000 miles left. We've got a couple miles left for the day, but the weather is looking mighty ominous, which is weird because today was supposed to be great weather-wise, but I mean, it is, something's brewing, and I'm not really sure what the weather's gonna look like for us. Made it to camp. Man, it gets so dark so quick now. Good morning! We had a bit of a rough night, which I feel like y'all have heard me say so many times. But Parks woke up in the middle of the night with like a really bad headache. Ooh. And like so bad he was thinking he might throw up, and he had been chugging a bunch of water to make sure he was hydrated, and we gave him some Tylenol, but he woke up feeling a little better, but it's still pretty bad, and it might be because of elevation, I'm not really sure, but we stayed pretty low yesterday, so I'm not really sure, but we got a lot of climbing today. Like, this is what the trail looks like right now. Well, this is not much, but it's just really rocky. So with us being in the Sierras, we're required to have a bear can, which it's heavy, and since Parks' pack is too small, I have to carry it. I can barely close this thing right now. And with all the extra weight, Parks did take the camera, he took my micro spikes, so he did take some of my weight out of my pack, but with all the warm weather gear too, my pack is just probably an extra 5 pounds heavier. And I'm feeling it. I could feel it in my legs, my feet, especially with the terrain we're climbing through. But mainly, I feel it in my hips because I've lost so much weight. I just don't have any cushion anymore. And my hip belt is just like digging into my hips. And they're starting to bruise. So it's just one of those things that you just kind of have to grit your teeth and deal with it. We didn't feel like fording this, and it's this cold. So we found a log. Thanks, Mother Nature. You got it. The spiders must know it's October because they are decorating for Halloween, that's for sure. Spider webs everywhere. This is the kind of stuff I'm climbing right now. It's pretty miserable. Also, you may have noticed a little bit of a costume change. My mom stuffed a couple of things in the bear can so I could replace some of my nasty clothes. And my sun shirt, which was free fly, I really liked it, but it was heavy in comparison to this one. This one is so much lighter. It's a Mountain Hardwear. And then I switched out my North Face tank top for the same exact one, but a different color. So I'm excited to have some fresh clothes. Getting pumped up. This is what we've been climbing for the majority of the day. It's pretty brutal. I haven't recorded a whole lot because I'm just sounding like this the whole time. I'm so out of breath. It's like taking everything in me. I made it on top of Benson Pass. Oh my God. That was the hardest climb of my life. I'm so happy it's over. I literally could cry. Made it to camp and I'm wiped. Wiped. Yeah. Ugh. 18 miles. Almost killed me. I think today was quite possibly in the top 3 hardest days we've had on trail. It was just so physically challenging. We woke up early and only accomplished 18 miles today because that's how hard the climbing was. It was just all day. And I literally broke down crying when I got over Benson Pass. I mean, it was a really tough day, but I feel really good about it. Like, I think that was some of the more challenging miles in the Sierras that we're going to be dealing with, and we did it. So that's good. Tomorrow should be a lot better. We're going to, I don't know if I mentioned this, but we're actually in Yosemite National Park. And we're going through Tuolumne Meadows either tomorrow or the next day, which is really exciting because Parks and I were there in like 2018. It was like our second time backpacking ever. And so I'm excited to see that area again. But yeah, I'm exhausted, absolutely wiped out. I mean, today was so hard, but overall I'm really happy with how I did. It is so cold. I was up a lot of the night trying to keep my feet warm. It was really, really cold. I was just dreaming of Scott and Sailor's house when we'd have the wood fire stove going and I'd be drinking hot tea. Also, I feel like I have to tell you guys how amazing that stay was. It was incredible. It was literally some of the best few days of my life. It was so much fun, and I knew that coming out of that house and onto this trail and doing the section that we're doing, I knew that it would be tough. And I was just dreaming about their home yesterday. They're learning from my mistake because the rocks that I just tried to jump over are all covered in ice and I just fell in. Completely fell in. I was being so freaking careful too because I knew how miserable it was when I fell in 2 days ago. Pretty pissed. I am so thankful for a trail like this today. So thankful. So Yosemite National Park does not make it very easy for thru hikers to hike through their, I guess their boundaries, because there's so many places where we're not allowed to camp and it's so hard to plan ahead. And so we just realized we're about to hit like a 10-mile stretch where we're not allowed to camp at all. So it means we're only doing 17 miles today, most likely, which is such a bummer, but it is what it is. Like, it's out of our control. How's your big old bag of mush?
It's so good. Beans with menudo and spicy Cheez-Its and potatoes for cheese.
5-star meal.
Just like Mama used to make.